You've been told you're too attached, that you love your dog more than people, that you treat them like a child when they're just an animal, that something must be missing in your life to explain why this bond feels so central. And maybe, in the quiet moments, you've wondered if they're right. Maybe you've felt that quiet ache when someone laughs at how much you talk to your dog, or the way your chest tightens when they dismiss what you feel as crazy cat lady energy. But here's what no one's saying. When you look at them, you don't see a pet. You see the only relationship in your life that feels simple. No expectations you can't meet. No versions of yourself you have to perform. What you are doing is not a replacement for something you failed to find elsewhere. And it's not a flaw in how you love. There's a pattern here, a psychological architecture beneath what you're feeling. A reason this relationship offers something that feels cleaner, safer, more honest than what you found with people. It has nothing to do with what's broken in you, and everything to do with what you understand about love that others have forgotten. There are 3 elements at play, 3 quiet truths about attachment, worthiness, and the kind of presence most people spend their whole lives searching for. But we'll start with the part no one talks about. The one thing your pet gives you that almost no human relationship can. Think about the moment you come back home after a long, tiring day at work. Before you've even set your bag down. Before you've had time to process the day, the meeting that went wrong, the text you shouldn't have sent. And they're there. Not asking questions. Not reading your face to see if you're safe to approach. Just overflowing. Tail wagging, purring. That full-body joy that says, you're here, and that's enough. That feeling you get in those 5 seconds. That exhale you didn't know you were holding. There's a name for what's happening. Carl Rogers, one of the founders of humanistic psychology, called it unconditional positive regard. It's the experience of being valued simply for existing. Not for what you do, not for how you show up, not for whether you're good enough today. Just for being. And here's what most people don't realize. You almost never get this from humans. Not because people don't love you, but because human love, even at its best, comes with conditions. Subtle ones, invisible ones. We love people, and we need them to text us back. We love them, and we need them to remember our birthday, to show up on time, to say that thing that hurt us last time. There's always a negotiation happening beneath the surface. You're monitoring. Did I say the right thing? Did that joke land, or did I just make it weird? And they're monitoring you back. This isn't cruelty, it's just how human relationships work. We're complex. We have histories, triggers, and needs that shift. Love gets tangled up with expectation, with memory, with the way we were hurt before. But your pet? They don't care that you forgot to call your mom. They don't need you to be funnier, more successful, or less anxious. For them, every single day, you are enough. And if you're someone who learned early that love requires earning, if you grew up managing a parent's moods or proving yourself to friends who made you feel like you were always one mistake away from being too much, if you've spent years in relationships where affection felt like a reward for good behavior, then this bond with your pet isn't trivial. It's the first place you've been allowed to stop performing. This isn't about avoiding complexity. It's not about being unable to handle human relationships. It's about finally having one place where you can breathe freely. But here's what makes this even deeper than you might realize. There's a specific kind of relief you feel with your pet. And it's not just about the love they give you. It's about what they won't do. They won't suddenly go cold on you. Won't decide one day that you're too much or too needy. They won't tell your secrets. Won't use your vulnerabilities against you in an argument. There's a predictability to them that feels like safety. And if you've lived long enough, you know exactly why that matters. Because human love comes with clauses. The friend who swore you could tell them anything until you told them the wrong thing. The person who pursued you intensely, then pulled back the moment you matched their energy. The parent who said they wanted you to be happy, but only if your happiness looked a certain way. These aren't always intentional cruelties. Sometimes people just change their minds about you. And your nervous system? it's been taking notes. It has learned that human connection is a risk calculation, that even good people can hurt you, that love doesn't guarantee loyalty. But your pet? They can't betray you. They can't lie, can't gaslight you, can't decide you're not worth the effort anymore. When they don't want to be touched, they move away. When they're happy to see you, their whole body shows it. There's no hidden agenda. No moment where you're scanning their behavior trying to figure out if something's shifted. Your nervous system recognizes this. It recognizes a place where you can love freely. This is why the bond feels so clean. You haven't given up on people. You've just created one relationship where you don't have to keep one foot out the door. And here's the part that might surprise you. There's one more layer to this. One more reason this bond feels so essential. It's about what you give, not just what you get. About being needed in a way that feels different than it ever has with people. Think about it. There's something about the way your pet needs you. They depend on you for everything. Food, water, safety, comfort. And somehow, it doesn't feel like burden. Not the way human need sometimes does. Because human need is complicated. Someone says they need you, but they resent the asking. Or they need you, but only in specific ways. Or they need you until they don't, and then you're left wondering what changed. Are you giving too much? Or not enough? Or maybe the right thing in the wrong way? But your pet? Their need is clear. They're hungry, you feed them. They want comfort, you comfort them. And when you meet that need, you see it land. The tail wag, the purr, the way they settle like you just solved everything. There's no ambiguity, no second guessing. You know in your body that what you gave mattered. So when people ask why you treat your pet like family, they don't understand what they're actually questioning. They're questioning your proof, your evidence. The one relationship that finally taught you what you've always deserved to know. That you matter. That your care has value. That being needed doesn't have to mean being drained. So let's bring this together. People who treat their pets like family create what most people spend their entire lives searching for. A relationship where you can be fully yourself, fully safe, and fully valuable all at once. This is why your dog as a family member isn't a replacement. Why your emotional support dog isn't just an emotional support animal. Why calling them your fur baby isn't silly. You don't need to justify them anymore. Not to family who doesn't understand. Not to friends who think you're too attached. Not to a society that dismisses what you know is real. The bond is real. The need is valid. But here's the truth you might not want to hear. This relationship can teach you something. You now know what unconditional feels like, what safety feels like, what it's like to give and receive without keeping score. And you can carry that forward, not to replace your pet or need them less, but to refuse human relationships that ask you to be smaller just to keep the peace. Your pet has shown you what you've always deserved. They're not just a pet. They're not even just emotional support. They're a mirror of what love has always been supposed to look like. And you've been right to protect it. If you've ever felt misunderstood for how much you love your pet, you're not alone. Please like and subscribe Everything Unsaid if you want more videos like this. We understand the quiet parts no one else talks about. And leave a comment telling me about them. Your dog, your cat, whoever it is. I'd love to know their name.